Hello, everybody, and welcome to Murfreesboro, Tennessee, here at the Adams Tennis Complex. I'm Ryan Martinovich alongside Grant Langston, and we got a great tennis match here between the MTSU Blue Raiders and the visiting Dartmouth Green. Grant, take it away.
Yeah, really excited to see the boys in blue back here at ATC, Ryan, after their long road trip, after their successful somewhat successful blue-gray championship trip. But before we get started with our match, early on here we have the very special Coach Callie here to give us some insight.
Hey guys, been a while. How you doing?
So far, so good, Coach. How are you?
All good, all good.
All right, so it's been 25 days since you guys were last here at the Adams Tennis Complex. What's it like to be back, especially after a successful road trip down at the Blue-Gray and coming back from Northwestern?
It's nice to be back. You know, it's also nice to be on the road. I thought it was really good for the team to bond together, to have the old guys bonding with the young guys. You know, being lots of time, spending a lot of time together on the road was good for the team. But, you know, it's nice to play matches at home. I think it's not going to be such a big crowd as we usually have on Fridays, just because we usually play at 5 p.m. This time is only at 1 p.m. But, you know, we're going to use the crowd that we have here today.
Yeah, it's a little cold and rainy, so maybe people, even though it's indoors, don't want to come out. But it's a shocker because we got such a great match going here. You guys have nearly never played Dartmouth before. You know, this is actually the first time in 41 years you guys will be playing the Big Green. How do you guys scout a team like that, especially not having any previous experience over the last couple of years?
I didn't even know that. We never played Dartmouth, and it was such a long time. I actually played against Dartmouth when as a player, but it's a new team, different coaches actually. So you know, we just again, we usually focus on ourselves, and we talk to other coaches, you know, that played against Dartmouth, so we get some scouting and we get an idea of how these guys play. But, you know, again, if we think that if we focus on our guys and we do the right things, we will be fine whoever we play.
All right, Coach. Yeah, you mentioned that the guys got to spend a lot of time bonding together on the trip. First of all, what was your favorite part of the trip? What was your favorite spot, maybe, you know, or memory from it? But also, who did you see on this road trip against Northwestern in that blue-gray tournament? Who surprised you? Who performed above? You know, who performed above their pay grade, so to speak?
So my favorite part was obviously Northwestern, because it was our better win.
Good choice.
But I also liked Chicago a lot. It's a nice city. Other than you know being cold, it's a really nice city. I think Marcel made a big step, moving from the first part of the season, and then at the Blue-Gray, he actually didn't start quite well the first two matches, but in the third match, he beat a ranked player, and then, you know, he just kept playing better and better. He clinched against Northwestern. He won against Tulane. Something clicked in his mind. He's playing way better. So I think he's the one that changed recently.
Well, that's awesome. We love to hear it, and we'll have to look out for Marcel today.
See you guys.
Have a good one, Coach. Enjoy it. Of course, that was Coach Callie there, and you know, like you said, a lot to enjoy about that road trip. Top 20 win against Northwestern. He said he enjoyed Chicago much. I bet he didn't enjoy the pizza there, however.
Well, I had to ask that because I saw so much on social media of the guys eating, like he said, eating together, having a good time, and the bonding is important, especially as we're about to jump into doubles play here first. You know, the chemistry between you and your teammate is crucial in the communication, and I mean, that can only go to help that so much. Well,
we talked a lot about the Blue Raiders, but now we've got to really hit on the Big Green here. A lot of talent to look forward to. It's a very young team for Xander Zantari's group, especially Hikaru Takada, 11-3 on the season as a singles. He actually is a part of the Juniors Australian Open winner. He was also a U18 Tokyo, Japan winner as well in his junior career. And, of course, Alex Knox-Jones, another talented sophomore for this group.
No doubt, Ryan. And the Blue Raiders certainly have a challenge on their hands today. We will get to see a somewhat normal or, standard lineup for the Blue Crew here at ATC. Oscar Brostrom-Polson and Francisco Roca taking a bit of a drop in the ratings over their road trips, but they're still playing together on the top court. Pavel Model and Stein Slump, they're teamed up on court number 2, the veterans of this squad, no doubt. And then Andre Harak and Shu Matsuoka have their hands full with Takeda, like you mentioned, and as well as Guerrero Alvarez on the third court. So it'll be exciting to see those young guys play together today. As you heard Coach Callie just a moment ago, Marcel Kamrowski made a huge strides on the road trip, performed very well at the Blue Gray tournament down at Tulane, clinched the match against Northwestern, which was a huge victory over a ranked opponent. So not enough can be said, and expectations are certainly high for the Blue Raiders here today.
Yeah, especially such a veteran crew like Stein Slump, Oscar Brosham-Polsom, Francisco Rocha. You know, we've seen Rocha struggle these last couple of weeks. You know, how does someone find their rhythm back? You know, someone we've seen be so successful for the Blue Raiders over the years.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. You hit the nail right on the head. That we had 3 guys ranked in singles, and throughout these few weeks, just through some losses and unfinished matches, Rocha's been able. You know, he's fallen out of those rankings, and I think you just kind of have to get that out of your mind. You have to, you know, say, I've got a clean slate. We've got the indoors, you know, the rest of the outdoor season. We're still indoors because due to the weather today, but I've got the rest of the outdoor season, the rest of this spring to kind of, you know, tweak my game and make those changes to get back into the rhythm that he was in prior to the break.
Yeah, and speaking about getting into a rhythm, this is actually the second game on the road of a 4-game road slate for Dartmouth. They were actually up in Nashville yesterday. They lost to Belmont 5-2. This is actually the 4th season for head coach Xander Zanatari, but this is only his 2nd full season. COVID took care of business with his first 2 seasons, where they started 9-3 and then only played 1 game 2 years ago before they canceled the entire season for COVID. So finally seeing how his guys get to play as a unit over these last 2 years.
I was going to say a very young roster that you alluded to a moment ago, and as well, you know, not necessarily inexperienced coach, but they just haven't played a lot of tennis. They haven't been able to work with each other as much as they'd like, or, you know, even if that's not the case, they haven't been able to play as many matches as they would have liked due to the pandemic over the last few years. So certainly exciting for Dartmouth, exciting prospect for Dartmouth to get to see some of these guys in action a little more this spring.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, this is also a well-traveled crew. I mean, we have plenty of international players coming from Dartmouth all around the world. There's, like we mentioned, Japan. Carlos Alvarez is from Spain. A couple of guys from England. So this is a well-traveled group, just like MTSU. A lot of veteran European players on this team for MTSU. So kind of great to see a mixed match of this international talent, young and old.
Oh, yeah, no, we've got obviously the Indian Wells tournament going on in California right now. It kind of reminds me of that scene where you have this kind of, you know, just mixing pot of all these different international tennis players that are showing off their skills. So it's very exciting, and can't wait for what we've got in store here today.
Well, we are almost underway. We're going to take it to the lineups and the national anthem, but we'll be right back. So stick around here and for MTN Sports and MTSU Blue Raider Tennis.
Mental health affects us all, whether you finish first or last.
Whether you win or lose.
The stigma around these issues causes those around us to suffer in silence.
Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
You are not alone.
You are not alone.
As a student athlete,
As a teammate,
As a friend.
We pledge to continue the conversation.
Because it matters.
because you matter.
Stand up to the stigma.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Continue the conversation.
You are not alone.
I have a voice.
You have a voice.
We have a voice.
Our voices can be heard
Outside of sports.
as student athletes,
We have a platform.
now more than ever,
It's important that we listen, learn, and lead.
and raise our voices for change
We can all do more.
Now is the time
to make a difference.
This is our chance.
This is our chance to make a better tomorrow.
Together,
we will continue the conversation.
we have a voice.
On June 23, 1972, Title IX was signed into law, and it reads, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity, receiving federal financial assistance." Happy 50th anniversary, Title IX. Thank you for giving little girls like me and big kids like Conference USA student athletes the opportunity to dream big.
welcome back here. We are just a few seconds from getting underway here at the Adams Tennis Complex for this match against the Dartmouth Blue Big Green. We're about to just send it down to one of the courts here. As we mentioned at the top of the hour, Oscar Brostrom-Poulsen and Francisco Rocha are going to be on court 1 facing Miles Groom and Walid Kadir. On doubles court number 2, it'll be Pavel Model and Stein Slump against Logan Chang and Alex Knox-Jones. And on doubles court 3, it will be Andre Horak and Shu Matsuoka against Hikaru Takada and Carlos Guerrero Alvarez. And we're going to start things off here with the ITA officials getting the coin toss and explaining the rules here on court number 1.
Play about to get started here on court number 1. First court in action here between Oscar Brostrom-Poulsen, Francisco Rocha. Groom and Kadir on serve first.
And Groom and Kadir are two talented freshmen for this group. They are 8-2 on the season as doubles partners. As they get the first point there, 15-love.
What a good record to start for the two youngsters. Definitely shows why they're here on the top court so earlier in their careers as they go up 30-love. First serve goes long there from Groom. Great shot there from Oscar Brostrom-Poulsen.
A very tight backhand there. Just cross court down the alley, out of reach. 30-15 now. Into the net for Rocha.
Another ball short there. It's been tough to return serve here for the Blue Raiders early on. 40-15, Dartmouth.
And Groom and Kadir are able to hold serve here in that first game.
The return goes way long there from Rocha. A nice start for the two freshmen representing the Big Green. Be interesting to see who's up first to serve here for the Blue Raiders. Looks like it might be Oscar Brostrom-Poulsen. It'll be huge to get a hold right back here. Serve, obviously one of his big weapons, quite a lot of velocity on it.
As you see right there, right down the pipe. 15-love MTSU.
We need a few more of those aces. Blue Raiders want to secure this double point this afternoon. As I was saying, Brostrom-Poulsen showing you there why that serve can be such a great weapon for him.
And that one just not getting over the net for Rocha.
You can see off to the left there, Stein Slump giving a huge fist bump. So we hear a big roar from the crowd.
Yeah, him and Pavamoto take that first game there over on court 2. Doubles court 2, of course, court 5 here. And returnable spike hit there from Rocha, and Kadir was all over it.
Yeah, just buried it in the backcourt, just out of the reach of Oscar there.
Another great serve from Brostrom Poulsen there, tying it up at 30. And Groom got a great hold on that one, and Rocha just couldn't send it back over the net. And while we got a second, I'm going to send it over to our courtside reporter, Jace Vincent. Jace, what do you got?
Yeah, over on court 2, it's break time. So 1-0 over there, MT, and 1-0 over on court 3 as well. So good starts over there on those courts as well, and I'll keep you updated with more as we go along here.
All right, appreciate it, Jace. Breakpoint opportunity here on court 1 for the freshman duo, Groom and Kadir. And that is off the racket. A little oddly for Kadir. Things are now knotted up, 40 all, deuce point.
Top pair for Middle Tennessee scheming. Would certainly love to see another ace here from Oscar.
Not returnable there, so that's going to be another hold serve on this court. Even things up, 1 game apiece. So great to see that those guys get another game back. Try to keep things evenly matched. Hopefully get ahead, maybe break a serve or two.
Yeah, just kind of feeling each other out here. Both a hold early.
Yeah.
Dartmouth has got to control this top court. I think the veteran presence of, Stein Slump and Pavel Model, who we're about to check in on, are definitely going to prove valuable here today. But definitely a good start for the Raiders on the top court.
Here we are on doubles court number 2. Pavel, beautiful smash hit there.
Looks like we joined in right at the perfect time, Ryan.
Yeah, taking out 2-game lead against Logan Chang and Knox Jones.
As we heard from Jace a moment ago, our sideline reporter, Model and Slump were able to get the break early and now lead 2 games to love.
Logan Chang being the most veteran on this doubles group right now. The only junior on the team. New York, old Westbury, New York.
Yeah, and Ryan, that just makes me think, to your point, about all these players not having to, getting the opportunity to play that much over the past 2 seasons. Chang is the only one that would have been there for all of it.
Yeah.
For all those COVID-riddled seasons. Oh, great idea there from Stein, but that ball will fall a little bit long. Dirty love to Chang and Knox Jones. That ball's sent into the net short by Pavel Model. Rough start to the 3rd game here for the Blue Crew.
Tough way to end that game, short and sweet. Pretty much a sweep there now, going 2-1 though, still MTSU in the lead. Of course, this Chang Knox-Jones duo here, one of the least frequented doubles team. They actually only played, this is their 7th match together, and they've are just kind of split their last 6, so 3-3. But looking sharp in that game right there.
Well, and yeah, so it's just going back to the seniority of the MTSU Blue Raiders versus this Dartmouth Big Green team and the youth that they have. The Stein and Pavel obviously getting the 2 holds there early, back on serve after dropping a game. You expect them to kind of control the pace of that one, but obviously can't deny the promise of all these young Big Green tennis players.
And speaking of young, 3 freshmen on this court, and Andre Horak and Shu Matsuoka. I'm sorry, just 2, as Hikaru Takeda and Carlos Guerrero Alvarez are sophomores. So freshman versus sophomore duo here. But 3 games to none right now for Horak and Matsuoka.
These 2 didn't start off the season together as a doubles pair. We saw Andre Horak pair up with Marcel Kamrowski as that one's shot towards the ceiling by Takeda. But as the early indoor season, as February went on, these 2 kind of found each other to be quite the partnership, winning 3 or 4 in a row during the month, and then having quite the successful road trip, getting the start on court number 3 for the Blue Raiders.
Shu has had limited access to some of the singles matches, but Andre Horak, on the other hand, 13-2 this season as a freshman. It's an impressive start for the young man from the Czech Republic.
Yeah, I think it's been a nice balance. We've mentioned a few times now, but Coach Callie said that Marcel took a nice step in some of those singles matches on the road trip. So it's kind of nice to be able to have Shu to play with Andre in doubles, and then you can either pivot to Marcel in singles for the 5 or 6 court, and vice versa. If Marcel needs a break, you throw Shu out there. It's
just goes to show though the depth of this MTSU team, the talent. At any time, next man up.
It's been very versatile. Takeda cannot get the half volley to fall. It'll be 30-all here on court 3.
Nice job there from Guerrero.
Yeah, well played. Just big overhead forehand right into the ankles of Andre, and he really had no chance to return it.
Deuce point here, opportunity to hold serve for the Big Green. Get a game back. That one just clips top of the net for a fault. Time just right there for Andre Horak.
Very well placed. Not a whole lot of room over there by the wall down on court 3. So not a whole lot of chance of returning that one for Guerrero. MTSU is forced. Deuce situation here on court number 3. Waiting on the ruling here. Oh, and it did.
Yeah.
Did just
They
ruled
called that in.
So Andre Hirak and Shu Matsuoka take a 4-0 lead here on court number 3.
And this is a tough duos from Dartmouth. 9-4 on the season is Hikaru Takeda and Carlos Guerrero Alvarez. So Matsuoka and Horak doing a great job holding this sophomore tandem at bay.
Goes long from Takeda.
That one falls into the net for Matsuoka.
Both Blue Raider pairings on court 1 and 2 up 3-1. Hopefully check back in on that action here shortly.
Right now, break point for Takeda and Guerrero Alvarez. As Horak sends that one in the net for a clean sweep for Dartmouth. 4-1 now. Trying to make a bit of a comeback. Interesting to see how Horak and Matsuoka respond to that break point we just saw, and hopefully they can continue, maybe get another game back here and get things to closer to a doubles point victory here.
Well, yeah, you're right. I mean, absolutely. Up 2 breaks already. You're in a good position. You're like you mentioned, 4-1. They've proven to be the better pairing so far. They've just got to, lock it down and stay focused here to finish off court number 3. Slow start for Brostrom, Poulsen, and Roca here, but they've jumped out to a 3-1 lead.
That one falls in the net there. Fault. Wow, what a rally here.
Beautiful backhand by Roca. What a point for the Blue Raiders.
I mean, first off, it was Kadir cross court, just sneaking in the alley over the net. And Brostrom Poulsen right back over.
The slice to the opposite side of the court, but just down, dancing along the top of the net pretty much. What a point. Nothing you can do but applaud if you're Groom and Kadir, but they certainly do not want to drop this game after holding a 40-15 advantage.
Yep, trying to hold the serve here. After the fault, goes into the net again. Double fault. Deuce point now here.
Some very good net play today by Kadir, and oh, no way that stayed in. Huge fist pump from Groom.
Yep.
And man, Ryan, I didn't think that first ball from Cisco was going to, stay in the court at all. And Groom came up with a miraculous cross-court shot, just put it too deep. for anybody to return there. The Blue Raiders now only lead 3-2 here on the top court.
Of course, Coach Xander Centenari talking it over with his freshman bunch here, trying to coach them up, keep them involved in the game. Probably strategizing how they want to attack this top 50 ranked doubles duo.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they started off strong, and they're right there in the mix. They've 3-2, and they've proven that they can get a break against the likes of Oscar and Francisco. And they've got the head on their shoulders to do it. They've earned this spot for a reason. We'll just see how they execute going forwards. That serve is a little bit long from Stein Slump.
Just didn't keep that one in the alley there. Little delay game here as another ball comes into their side of the court.
40-love advantage here for the Blue Raiders, looking to go up 2 games. Another hold would certainly be beneficial.
And that one just not high enough to clip over the net.
Yeah, tough dig there for Stein Slump, and a brilliant shot from Knox Jones.
Probably Logan Chang, if that one does clear that net, probably sends it right back at him and wasn't going to be returned anyway. But still, 40-15. Plenty of opportunity to hold serve here.
Good grief, Stein Slump. That forehand is something to behold.
Just amazing. First off, I didn't think there was any shot that Chang had a chance there to return it.
Yeah, great net play from Chang right there to even get a paddle on it, so to speak. But Stein Slump almost looks like a Carlos Alcaraz, where he's kind of running off to his racket hand side and just sends this ball across the court that you could never even dream of doing. So tune in here. Andre Harak and Shu Matsuoka looking to seal up the first victory of the doubles point for the Blue Raiders.
And a little smash hit from Andre Horak, get it done, but wouldn't set up without Shu Matsuoka's little kind of kick flip backhand there, sending it across into the alley.
So Coach Jimmy off to the right, cheering them on.
Just a little low there into the net for Shu. Tying things up, going to a deuce point.
Yeah, tricky little shot there. He kind of little over-the-shoulder half volley attempt, but anything that's really bouncing up over your shoulders is a hard ball to get a hand of.
Oh, yeah, it just didn't seem like he was committed to one shot or the other. Kind of just went 50-50 on both. Another great serve there from Horak, leading to a Blue Raider victory here on doubles court 3.
Yeah, disbelief on the face of Takeda there as he couldn't get that return to go over the net. But as you can see here, quite a brilliant performance again from Andre Harak and Shu Matsuoka.
Yeah.
When all their service games were able to go up 2 breaks there and just, really roll there on court number 3.
And now they get to rest up a little bit early, getting ready to go 2 singles here. So 1 point closer to wrapping up a doubles point victory for the Blue Raiders. Both games here, MTSU leads 4-2. as we go split screen.
Both Dartmouth duos on serve here. Well, excuse me, we're in a break over on the top court.
That's still a break point opportunity for Pavel Modal and Stein Slump on the right side of your screen. Slump could not return that one, kind of came off funky on his racket. Knox Jones there back to serve for the big green. Sends that one right down the pipe where Pavel Modal could not keep it inside that alley. So that's going to be another game point for the Chang Knox Jones duo.
Hanging around here on court number 2, only down 1 break, Ryan.
And that one was out of reach from Brostrom Polson there.
Nice little backhand there from Kadir.
Right now, assistant coach Raleigh Grossbaum there cheering on his Dartmouth duo here.
Well played there by Oscar. Big smash and no shot of returning that one. Both MTSU duos on serve here. Nice shot by Pavel Modal. On your right.
Well done from Pavel Modal there.
Another well-executed slice that is just well out of reach for Knox Jones, and 5-3 advantage would seem to spell certain defeat, but stranger things have certainly happened, Ryan.
A lot of tennis to be played. You're right, Grant.
Brostrom Polson and Roca. dropping the point there. Deuce situation on the top court.
Just a little long there for Knox Jones on the right side of your screen. Still a 30-15 advantage there.
Slice at the net from Brostrom Polson and a big fist pump from Roca as that ball goes long. Blue Raiders take a 5-3 advantage on court number 1 as well, Ryan.
Just one more game on either court that is won by an MTSU duo, and that signals the doubles point victory, making it 1 point closer to wrapping up the match. Of course, all important singles will follow. Yeah.
Sent into the net there, short by Roca.
Chance to hold serve for Logan Chang and Alex Knox Jones on the right side of your screen.
And once again, great net play over there from Kadir today. Certainly been impressed with his slice and his backhand up in the front court.
Kadir from Apex, North Carolina. So just about a 7.5-hour drive from here all the way into the middle portion of the state of North Carolina. Still a ways away from Dartmouth's campus in New Hampshire.
But not too far from Durham, where Lady Raiders will be taking on the Colorado Buffaloes in the first round of Women's March Madness.
Yep. Already underway for most of the women's bracket. Lady Raiders will play tomorrow at 7. So check it out. MTN Sports will be covering it through social media. We will have reporters on the ground there every step of the way.
Certainly an exciting weekend full of Blue Raider sports yet to come.
And then there, we just saw a double break on that left side of your screen for Oscar Brostrom Polson and Francisco Roca. So that will do it for the doubles point for MTSU.
Yeah, double fault there on the last serve. A very frustrating way to lose the point. But the Blue Raiders take the doubles point, lead 1-0. And certainly a good foreshadowing of what's to come here in singles. Hopefully you saw the serves of Stein Slump and Oscar Brostrom Polson become crucial there to hold serve on some of those later points. But
yeah, so we're not going to see the wrap up of Pavel Model and Stein Slump. They were up ahead, but given the fact that they already wrapped up the doubles point there, they will go ahead and get ready to go to singles. So we'll have the singles lineup for you in the moment. But we have a very special group of people here. It is St. Patty's Day, St. Patrick's Day here this Friday.
It is, Ryan. I don't see any.
I know, you pinch me, right? I don't have any green, but it's just we got a special group from Westwood Middle School. They're from Manchester, Tennessee, and they are here to cheer on the Raiders on this special St. Patrick's Day on a great school field trip, so we are happy to have them here. Glad to see that the kids are getting out for a special occasion, enjoying themselves on this Friday, probably for doing so well in school.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like a young tennis club from the school. Always encouraged to see, the youngsters get out and support, but also just to be invested in sports because, that is such a beneficial thing at a young age.
Athletics are important, and just as important as these singles matchups, getting ready to gear up here in the next few minutes. But we're going to send it to a quick break, so stick around here on MTN Sports and CUSA TV. We'll be right back.
Mental health affects us all, whether you finish first or last.
Whether you win or lose.
The stigma around these issues causes those around us to suffer in silence.
Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. As a student athlete,
As a teammate,
As a friend,
We pledge to continue the conversation.
because it matters.
Because you matter.
stand up to the stigma.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Continue the conversation.
You are not alone.
I have a voice.
You have a voice.
We have a voice.
Our voices can be heard.
Outside of sports.
As student athletes,
We have a platform.
now more than ever,
It's important that we listen, learn, and lead.
and raise our voices for change
We can all do more.
Now is the time.
to make a difference.
This is our chance.
This is our chance to make a better tomorrow.
Together,
We will continue the conversation.
we have a voice.
On June 23, 1972, Title IX was signed into law, and it reads, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity, receiving federal financial assistance." Happy 50th anniversary, Title IX. Thank you for giving little girls like me and big kids like Conference USA student athletes the opportunity to dream big.
Welcome back, everybody. We are just now underway here for the singles matches between Dartmouth and MTSU, and we're going to kick it down there immediately. Any singles matches that stand out to you, Grant?
Obviously, you got to look at the top court. Stein Slump is a must-watch there against Guerrero Alvarez, and surprisingly enough, somebody that I saw, and we obviously mentioned Marcel earlier, down on court number 5, but somebody that I was impressed with for Dartmouth was Waleed Kadir. Obviously, a bit of a different strategy in doubles as you have 2 players on the court, but very impressive at the net early on and was able to win some points for the big green. So we'll see how he fares against number 99 ranked Oscar Brostrom Polson down there on court 3.
And we just see there, nice little front hand from Stein Slump, getting an easy 15-love lead. Guerrero Alvarez on serve first here.
Already up 40 love is Stein Slump. That ball appeared to be just a bit long. Early break could be in order for the Dutchman.
Not quite yet, as that one goes right into the net.
See Guerrero right for his serve here.
On the season, Guerrero Alvarez is 9-5 in singles, going up against Stein Slump, who is 11-6 in singles matches. So, good couple of records there for these two.
Stein Slump notably most beating number 26 at the time, Ozan Barris from Michigan State, way back at the beginning of the year. He's had a few victories over ranked opponents. Got the opportunity to again at Northwestern. So 40-15 in favor of Guerrero.
Yeah, you mentioned Stein Slump's record, especially against top 100 ITA individuals. He's 5-1 against those inside not only the top 100 but top 80.
Yeah, an impressive feat nonetheless. Stein Slump has had a very impressive season for the Blue Raiders. He's another one of those guys. We talked about the serve for Brostrom Poulsen in the doubles round, but as you can see, Oscar there off to the right on court 3. Stein and Oscar both utilize their, they count on getting some of those aces on serve to catapult them to victory.
Yeah, certainly the athleticism in the two are just very impressive. They really work the lower body and core, get engaged. And yeah, comes out like a rocket off that racket.
Try to say that 5 times fast.
Don't test me.
Man, and once Stein gets a hold of you with that, look at this forehand.
Very impressive. Slump now up early here, 30 love. Game number 2 against Guerrero Alvarez. He's actually riding a 5-game win streak in singles, going all the way back to Colgate. 22 days ago.
It's about 3 weeks, a little bit after the last time we saw the Blue Raiders here at Adams Tennis Complex.
Yeah.
Slump up 40 love, going for the easy hold here.
And that one just goes out of reach. Just got a little bit of ahead of himself there towards the net. Probably should have just held off sprinting a half second later.
Yeah, a little greedy. Of course, you're just trying to
ice the cake there.
Well, yeah, and just cover as much of the court as you can, and obviously the closer that you are up to the net, the easier that is to do, but Stein kind of got caught in the middle there as that ball fell out of reach. Big smash there. Slump will hold his first game.
So already 2 holds early here on court number 1. So very impressive from the 5th-year senior, getting it done early, trying to keep the momentum going coming off of the doubles.
Yeah, and I mean, this is obviously going to be a little bit more extended match for all these guys than the doubles round, so starting to feel each other out. 2 early holds there for Guerrero and for Slump. So we tune in here to Francisco, who was probably one of the guys that we were hoping to see put up quite a performance today, as he's been struggling a little bit for the Blue Raiders here the last few weeks.
Has not won his last 3 matches. Of course, one of them at the Blue-Gray went unfinished, but he has dropped his last 2, and they are down in Tulane and, of course, up in Northwestern. So looking to recapture the start of the season for him.
Great touch there by Roca. Brilliantly played. Great reflexes from Francisco. Already up 2 games here on court number 2. And it is pretty common on in days like today where the Blue Raiders have got another match coming up after this to see, Coach Jimmy toy around with the lineup a little bit, especially in the later matches. But it must be noted, as we see an ace there from Rocha, that Bron Soler is getting the start on court number 6 this afternoon here in the first match.
Yeah, you mentioned Baran. Only played a couple of singles matches, but yeah, looked very impressive. Definitely, Coach Jimmy is seeing something in him that he's willing to give him more opportunities to perform on this stage.
To Oscar, up 2 games to love against Waleed Kadir.
That one just not getting over the net for Brosh and Polson, but Kadir was waiting for that one. If it did get over the net, probably would not have been returnable from Brosh and Polson anyway. That one long off the service line there for Kadir. One fault. And Baruch and Polson just a little too close to the net there. So that one falls out of reach. Certainly having his struggles here in this game.
You're already up a break, though. He's got that serve to rely on. If he can get through this one. Oh, come on, Oscar.
Downright impressive.
Just out of the reach of Kadir. A drop shot deep in the court for Brosser Polson.
Now up 3-0 after that well-timed shot. So, again, we just saw sophomore Oscar Broschen-Polson take a 3-game lead there, holding 2 serves and being up a break there.
Yeah, looking good on the top courts for the Blue Raiders at the moment. Francisco Rocha remains up 3 games to love as we tune into Andre Harak here, who you mentioned didn't lose too long before. I mean, I don't recall him losing here before they, hit the road. 13-2 record in singles. In 2023, very impressive from the freshman out of the Czech Republic.
Yep, only 2 losses on the season were on the road, one, of course, being out of the blue-gray against Auburn. And he did lose last week up in Chicago against Northwestern. So he is undefeated here in Adams Tennis Complex.
And more specifically, right there on court number 4. That has been one of the hot courts for both men's and women's tennis this year for the Blue Raiders. Whoever seems to be playing over there has done pretty well.
Not sure what was preyed over it, what kind of special voodoo was done, but yeah, something under the court at the net. Been very magical for both the Lady Raiders tennis team and the men's tennis team.
Well played there by Wren.
Yeah, Henry Wren, another one of those freshmen, 11-2 on the season.
Quite the impressive record there as well. Very similar record for the 2 freshmen.
Yeah, young man from British Columbia. That one is pulled well left for Horak. Is Wren now up 40-15, looking to get another game back here. That one goes long.
Henry Wren holds serve.
So 3-2 here on court number 4 as Henry Wren held serve there against Andre Horak. Just looking a little sluggish, at least in that game, but plenty of tennis to be played for the freshman.
Yeah, plenty of action. They've been fairly evenly matched. We just talked about their records this season. That's going to be one to watch throughout the afternoon, and court 4 could be what ends up deciding this match, depending on what we see around the rest of the yard. But meanwhile, it looks like we're going to check in with court number 6, Baran Soilair, who we alluded to getting the start here today.
Freshman from Turkey, Baran, going against Alex Knox-Jones there. Sophomore, 7-3 on the season in singles. Baran, of course, undefeated, only playing 2 matches, though. Very talented young man. Just doing a quick glance, 12 players on these 6 courts. 7 of them are freshmen.
Yeah, that can't be understated, Ryan. That's certainly, and I mean, the point is, though, at this point, at this far into the season, they're not. You wouldn't necessarily call them freshmen anymore.
No.
They've got their legs under them, but they are still all very young. They're all still have showed, to fall into some emotional moments at times as well. So they're all still learning to play together and getting to know each other better, and it's just exciting for both of these teams, the youth that they have in the pipeline.
Yeah, Francisco Roca and Stein Slump are the only upperclassmen playing right now. Everyone else freshman or sophomore. It's both teams with talented youth, talented teams in the future. It's a fault there from Knox-Jones.
Struggling with the serve here early is Knox-Jones. Nice little drop shot.
That one just a little low there for Soiler.
Good idea, just couldn't execute it.
30 all there. Soiler still up a game, but looking to break serve here. Lot to still occur for that to happen, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And you like to see Baran battling. He's got a advantage there over on court 6. You just can't let him get too deep in the weeds and beat himself. That's what they say in tennis all the time, is you don't just lose to your opponent, but you lose to yourself more than anything. So it'll be interesting to see how he holds together the rest of the afternoon and see how that match turns out for him.
Yeah, certainly want to separate the game from the mind aspect. You really want to stay focused. Third match as a singles individual coming out here. Just got to stay in the moment. Plenty to play for. As we see here, Brostrom Poulsen, 5-game lead here over Waleed Kadir. As that one goes long for Kadir.
Swift victory could be clinched here by Oscar Brostrom Poulsen, closing in.
As that one just goes down the alley. Of course, not open for business in singles matches. Well done from Brostrom Poulsen. Keeping that one out of reach from Kadir.
Yeah, again, it's a similar thing to Stein's slump. It's not necessarily that they're exactly the same player, but they both rely heavily on that forehand and their big serves. You see it again there, just chasing Kadir all over the court.
That one falls long for Kadir again.
Big ace there from Brostrom Poulsen. Looked like he had hit one of those a few shots earlier, but it was called out by Kadir. I believe that will be the first set to Brostrom Poulsen.
Clean sweep there, as you were right. Yeah, very close on the line, but the ITA official calling it in, giving Brostrom Poulsen a 6-0 sweep in set number 1 here. So, plenty of tennis to be played, obviously, for the young freshman Kadir, but tough hole to dig yourself out of now.
Yeah, and he's got a tough draw today with Oscar Brostrom Poulsen. I mean, the other thing about Oscar that we rarely mention is his height. I mean, he's just so long.
Yeah.
The court coverage that he has, in addition to that power, is a pretty hard thing to overcome, especially if you are inexperienced like Kadir.
Nice serve from Roca there. Playing against Miles Groom, another freshman. Roca looking to hold serve now.
Long way to run for Roca.
But did not get there in time.
He got there. He got a racket under it. The ball just didn't look like it made it across the net. Quite an effort, though.
Tough to tell because, yeah, he had a lot of backspin on that because that got over the net and then came back over his side. So I'm assuming he didn't quite.
The point was awarded there to Groom. I'm not sure that ball completely made it over the net, but it did appear.
Maybe just from my angle looking at it looked like that the net was in the way of the ball from the camera. So.
No, you're all right. Both players were up there on the net, a few feet away from each other,
But there's a little smash hit there to clinch the game. So now Roca up 5-2.
Big advantage for Roca here, and another big break. He's on serve for the win in court number 2. On serve to win that first set, I should clarify.
Looking to get another set for the MTSU Blue Raiders. Right now, we're going to send it over to Marcel Kamrowski's court. He's kind of struggling right now, down 5-1 against his opponent, Hikaru Takeda, who we've mentioned, a talented freshman. 11-3 singles, as you can see there on the right side of your court. On the right side of your screen is court number 5. It's a good way to start digging yourself out of a 5-1 hole if you're Kamrowski.
Yeah, well played there by Marcel. So we see Groom and Roca take to the court 2. Roca's on serve. Well, Well, it looks like we're still waiting on that arrow. It is Groom serve.
That one goes into the net for Miles Groom. That one for Marcel does not stay in.
Oh, great idea there on the forehand, just trying to send it down the line there and couldn't make it go.
Well done from Francisco Roca on the left side of your screen. Sending it shallow cross court. And then Groom's return. Roca was primed for a little tap shot just over, out of reach. Going 30 love now.
Seems a very nice net play from both squads here today. A brilliant backhand there from Marcel.
Yeah, kind of froze Takeda up there.
So keyed into these, court number 2 on your left, court number 5 on your right. Looks like Marcel Kamrowski, Marcel Kamrowski dropped that first set. Forgive me, all the wrong information at the moment. Don't have a scoreboard there.
It's actually 5-2, so still in favor of Takeda. But Kamrowski able to get one game back. Still going back to a single cam now. So we saw double cam featured there from Kamrowski and Roca, but we're going to stick here with Francisco Roca as he has got a set point, looking to hold serve here.
Yeah, double fault from Groom there on the last attempt. Got to be extremely disheartening.
And that one falls long for the freshman. So Francisco Roca will take a one-set lead, winning 6-2 here. So on the right track to getting a win for the senior, trying to avoid a 3-game losing streak. Very impressive. As hope that will continue on for Roca, trying to secure a win for the Blue Raiders. And now we're going to go back over to court 4. Things have gotten a little tight here between Andre Horak and Henry Wren.
This first set's always so huge, especially for these matches that are a lot more closely, you know, the matches that are a lot more close between the, you know, these two guys.
(30-15) after Horak sending that one into the net. That one goes long past the service line for a fault.
Great point for Andre.
That one falls into the net again. Well done from Henry Wren. Or just a little out of system there. Off balance. Could not get over it. Still a break point opportunity for Andre, but Wren looking to hold serve now. Another fault there from Wren. And that one goes into the net, so Andre Horak will take another game. 5-4 lead now. One more opportunity to get a point for, or get a set win for MTSU. Of course, another opportunity for a set win over back on court 1 between Stein Slump and Carlos Guerrero Alvarez.
Yeah, a match we haven't checked in on a moment, but with a 4-3 advantage to Stein Slump. Now 5-3 holding serve. Go back to Guerrero.
And that one just a hair long for Stein Slump there. 15 all, left side of your screen.
A good idea there from Stein, but that shot's a lot easier than it looks. Excuse me, not easier than it looks. A lot harder than it looks to execute. I think that's what I was going for there, Ryan.
Yeah, the English language can always be so tricky, can't it, Grant?
I tell you.
That one also goes long for Stein Slump, so Guerrero now with a 30-15 advantage. Talk shop with me. Back-to-back points there for Guerrero, where Slump just kind of high off his racket, sent it over the baseline. How does he lower that trajectory? What does he need to do, especially on some of those front hands we're seeing from Guerrero?
Well, I'm not necessarily familiar with which grip he's using, obviously on the racket, but there's certain grips on that forehand that you can get more topspin, and certain balls that are more flat. And I mean, some of these that big drop shot is obviously a little bit of a different scenario, but just gotta continue to follow through on those shots and get them back in the area code of Guerrero here.
As Guerrero is now looking to hold serve, the 40-15 advantage here on the left side of your screen. Sends that one into the net. So hold off on the game point for Guerrero. Another one into the net for Carlos Guerrero Alvarez. 40 all now, deuce point. Opportunity to not only break the serve, but secure the set for Stein Slump. And Could not get that one over the net, so Guerrero at least get one more game point back. But right now, we're going to send it over to our courtside reporter, Jace Vincent. Jace, here's something on court 6 for us.
Yeah, I got court 6 over there. Freshman Baran over there. He just evened it up 5-5 in the first set with a break over there. So coming down to the wire there in the first set there. So tight one over there. I'll keep y'all updated with other courts and all that other stuff.
All right, appreciate it, Jace. Keep up the good work. Just right now, right side of your screen, Andre Horak, Henry Wren. Tight game here, 30-all.
Yeah, great job over there from Jace. Thanks for the update on court 6. We heard from just behind us a few moments ago, Ryan, the screams of Alex Knox-Jones as he went up a break, so nice to get some clarification on that.
Andre beautifully played that smash hit there. The opportunity to now take a set away from Henry Wren.
Ball goes long for Guerrero. Andre Harak battling for set point.
And he's going to grab it as that one heads down the alley. So Andre Horak take set number 1 there on court 4. So already 3 sets in favor of the Blue Raiders now. Looking to add one more as Stein slump.
All right, you are Raiders on top on 3 different courts here through the first set.
A little update. Marcel Kamrowski did drop on court 5, so he is now down 1 set. And Baran Soiler up 6-5. Of course, win by 2 there on court 6. So still needs to secure one more game point before they secure that set there. Of course, things are tied up there on the left side of your screen between Stein Slump and Carlos Guerrero Alvarez. Slump looking to hold serve here. Get that set point. Guerrero Alvarez, of course, trying to deny him.
So wait to see how that one scored. Looked like an ace from Stein Slump. Could have been just a bit long, though. Looks like it was. Stein will be frustrated with that one as he sends it short into the net.
Carlos Guerrero now with advantage there. Still plenty of opportunities for Stein Slump to get that game back in his favor. Still looking to hold serve there. Now, of course, staying on court number 1, but moving over to court 6 on the right side of your screen between Baran Soiler and Alex Knox-Jones.
Baran Soiler down 5-4 just a moment ago after suffering a break, has battled back.
That one was out of reach for Baran. Into the net for Guerrero Alvarez. Knotting things up. 30 on the left side of your screen.
Incredible backhand there from Stein.
Yeah.
Just almost scooped it off the ground.
Wow. Unrealistic, that backhand there. Froze Guerrero Alvarez.
Had hints of Roger. That one-handed backhand just buried in the corner for Stein slump.
Of course, now Knox Jones looking to go up and tie things up. Court 6 there on the right side of your screen. And Knox Jones will do just that as Soler sends that one long. So 6 games to 6 on court 6.
The situation we're on court number 1. Stein slump sends another one short into the tape at the top of the net.
Fault there from Baran. Slump looking to hold serve here. Sends that one into the net for a fault as well. And that one called long. So Stein slump looks like he's going to take the set.
Yeah, Guerrero seemed to be immediately confused, putting his arms up in the air towards the ITA official. And Ryan, I don't know about you, but from the only camera angle we have, that looked to be well in for Guerrero.
Certainly looked like it grabbed the line at least, whether I'm not sure if it was well in, but it certainly a questionable call. But either way, we're not the official. We can't make that call. But either way, Stein slump will take a 6-4 advantage here on court 1. Winning the set there as we are now fully on court 6. Well, they look to be going to a 10-point tiebreaker. Into the net for Baran after he and Knox Jones were trading it. Rallies back and forth.
Yeah, the early break to Knox Jones. Baran, as we said, just can't get too much in his head here. He's probably the least experienced on this team at this point as far as singles matches go. Just got to trust in the skill and the practice that has got him to this point. Brilliant shot there from Knox Jones.
Just keeping that right in the corner there. Baran, not sure what to do about that. Coach Borendame is coaching the freshman up there. Top right of your screen, you can see him sitting on the bench.
Long from Knox Jones, and we're all knotted up at 3. once again.
Back and forth.
Meanwhile, in other news, Waleed Kadir and Oscar Brostrom-Polson tied at 3 games apiece.
Yeah.
Over on court number 3. Got a glance early in that match, Ryan, and Brostrom-Polson was up 2-0, so clearly a little bit of a resurgence there from Kadir on court number 3. Excited to see what's going on over there.
Yeah, he certainly needed to, at least embrace the challenge and start to play to his abilities. I mean, he has 5 wins on the season, as the freshman does. And it certainly is hard to come out of a shell when you are down the first set 6-0. You didn't even get a single game point. But, yeah, now 3 points here. Like you said, on a 3-1 advantage, on a 3-game-to-1 run after Brostrom-Polson took that 2-game lead. So, responding very well to an early deficit.
We see another fist pump there from Kadir as the floater kind of misses there from Oscar Brostrom-Polson. Shot falls wide once again. Fist pump from Kadir. Brilliant shot from Baran on court 6.
Just when you think someone's going to take the lead, the other one ties it right back.
I know they've been breaking each other back and forth in this tie break thus far.
Into the net there for Baran on the fault. Another point in favor of Knox Jones there on the left side. And of course, Brostrom-Polson and Kadir switching sides of the court as Kadir took down that game to now have a 4-3 advantage in set number 2.
Storming back has been Waleed Kadir. And all of a sudden, some of the momentum that the Blue Raiders had early on from winning that doubles point seems to have shifted to the big green as we've begun to close out these first sets and gotten into the second sets here on most courts.
Yeah, now Baran down 2 points to Knox Jones. Well done from Knox Jones defensively, sitting on the net. Nothing Baran could do about that. Now lost 3 straight points. Coach Borndame trying to calm the freshman down, get him back into a rhythm. Plenty of tennis to be played. So it was actually a 7-point tiebreaker, not a 10. So Alex Knox Jones will take that first set over Baran Soiler on court number 6. Serve goes wide there from Brostrom-Polson. Well done from Brostrom-Polson there. A little backhand tap shot towards the right side of his court. What an ace there from Oscar Broström-Poulsen.
I mentioned it earlier, Ryan. I think that's going to have to be how he gets back into this game. Obviously, you can't hope for an ace on every single attempt, but Broström-Poulsen's going to have to land a few more of those to put away Kadir this afternoon.
That one looks like it stayed in. Broström-Poulsen certainly thought it stayed in. And it did, which will lead to a game point victory for Oscar Broström-Poulsen, who now ties things up. 4-all now. Set number 2 here on court 3. Just could not get to it in time. Kadir will take 15 love advantage. And that one not getting over the net. Broström-Poulsen was there for the return, but just could not quite get it to work for him. 15-all now. So things still have not quite gotten underway there on court 6 between Baron Soiler and Alex Knox-Jones, but Oscar Broström-Poulsen kind of finding a little more rhythm now on court 3 against Walid Kadir.
Oh yeah, no, I mean he's locked in. Like we mentioned, he won the first 8 games in this match. He was up 2-0 early and now tied at 4-4 on the kind of on the back foot here. For Broström-Poulsen is tune in here. Marcel Kamrowski currently down 3 games to love here in this second set.
Not sure if you said he was down or up, but he's actually up 3-1. And the second set, I'm noticing it's a change in jersey. So maybe going from the white jersey to the blue jersey seemed to have sparked something in him.
Right, you are. Yes. Yeah. Just reading flipping the scores there. And sometimes the new kit is all that is needed. Something I never really thought about prior to, covering tennis, Ryan, is how many shirts these guys must go through. I've been, watching the Open out in California currently, and Francis Tiafoe did an interview talking about how he, he goes through 5, 6, maybe even more than that shirts in a match, just due to how much he sweats, especially in those day games out in the sun.
Yeah.
So even though it's cool and nice and inside,
still running.
You'll see plenty of these guys switch out. I mean, I'm assuming the same can be said for Dartmouth, but plenty of guys changing out the tops to just not feel so sticky when you're trying to move around, Of
course, that was another great serve from Marcel Kamrowski there. 4-1 game advantage here in the second set. They now look to switch courts, so Marcel Kamrowski finding something here in the second set. As you mentioned, could be the new kit. Could be something that Coach Cowley is talking him over with in this second set about strategy and how to play this talented freshman in Hikaru Takeda. And right now, Walid Kadir taking another game on court 3. So now he has set point opportunity on court 3 against Oscar Broström-Poulsen.
Yes, Oscar's on serve at the moment, so he'll have to battle back to even that up, and ideally, get back into a position where he can win this second set. And it's really interesting to watch this matchup today because of the polar opposite results we've got from this first set to the second.
Yeah.
And tennis is a sport where momentum can change, at any point in time.
Yeah.
Any one play can kind of send either player into somewhat of a mental rut, and see 6 games to none there for Oscar Broström-Poulsen, and he's clearly struggling here against Walid Kadir.
Kadir, of course, you said down 6-0 after that first set against the 99th ranked ITA individual and Oscar Broström-Poulsen, of course, showing no fear in it. Playing a heck of a second set so far is this freshman from North Carolina.
Brilliant shot there from Oscar. This little slice that just barely got over the net.
And that little shot tie things up is what it looks like. 5-5, yep. Win by 2 now. Or we might just see another race to 7 tie-breaking set. And looks like Stein's slump, what we're hearing, broke back on court number 1. So he now has a 2-1 advantage early in set 3.
Ryan up 2-1 on serve, a great opportunity for Stein to build some cushion here over Guerrero Alvarez as he tries to put him away in this second set.
Kamrowski just firing a missile at Takeda there.
It looked like Takeda was doing anything he could to get that racket in the path of that ball, but to no avail. And Marcel up 30-love, just kind of charging through this second set. Another one that we've seen almost a polar opposite result. The first one, Marcel currently leading 4-1. Hear a big spirited yell from Francisco Roca behind us. We'll have to check in on that in just a moment. I believe that's a break for him on court number 2, but we will see if we can get a report on that shortly.
Goes long for Kamrowski there on the right side of your screen. And Broström-Poulsen with a beautiful lob shot over Kadir. Kadir racing back, sent it long.
Yeah, that shot, the hardest shots to make are always the one running away from the net.
Yeah.
And whether that be, you go for the tweener or even just out to the side like that, hard to get those to fall. Well played by Oscar Broström-Poulsen. Kick serve there from Kadir.
And that one just not curving in for Brosham Polson there.
Thought he might try to go back across the court with that shot, but can't make it fall down the line.
Marcel Komrowski now with the serve, up 5-1. However, that appeared to be a double fault.
Kadir head and hands the surrender Cobras out early for March Madness, Ryan. We've already seen a few upsets in that bracket, but Kadir upset that he could not get that slice to go.
Still has to win by 2 as Oscar Brosham Polson, so guaranteed at least another game here if you're Waleed Kadir. Hopefully try to send this thing to a race to 7 tie-breaking set.
I mean, yes, it does guarantee another game, but you can't be too thrilled if you're Kadir.
No.
With being up a break just a moment ago with the advantage, and now you're, as we said, on the back foot, trying to fight back against the number 99th ranked Oscar Brosham Polson.
And I'm sure that's exactly what assistant coach Raleigh Grossbaum is talking to Kadir about. Probably just trying to settle the nerves, knowing, yep, he was up that break. Just got to keep it relaxed, go back and play the game that got you to that point.
Aren't you were. And serve. Serve will fall to Oscar Brosham Polson here on court number 3, Ryan. We've talked about it all afternoon with Ozzie, but I'd love to see a few serves here to put Kadir away.
And right now, appears to be 40-15 in favor of Takeda on the right side of your screen on court 5 going against Marcel Komrowski.
Big forehand from Ozzie, buried in the backcourt once again. And Oscar Brosham Polson is close.
And after a powerful hit from Takeda, he will now win that game, but Marcel still up 5-2. He'll be looking to break Hikaru's serve. And they get back from their break, as now, as you're seeing on the left side of your screen, Oscar Brosham Polson celebrating.
Big flex from the Danish man. Yeah, well, you were taking a peek at court 5. We had an ace just a moment ago for Ozzie, and actually I believe it's 2 to this point in this game so far, and another killer forehand. Right before this started, Ryan, I feel like that's exactly the sentiment that we were echoing, is he's got to rely on that serve and that forehand, and he is
to a T
pulling out all the stops here in this final game, or what he hopes to be the final game.
That one a little left there. Be a fault. That one goes into the net, so Kadir cuts into that lead. Not quite over yet on court 3. fiery front hand there from Oscar Brostrom-Polson as Wally Kadir sends that one into the net, and that will do it there for court number 3 as Oscar Brostrom-Polson takes care of business against the freshman Waleed Kadir in straight sets.
Not without a problem, though. Obviously, that first set was a breeze for Oscar, 6-0. Kadir, though, gave him quite a run for his money there in the second set. He started down 2-0, battled back, even got up on Brostrom-Polson a break at one point in time, but not enough against the number 99th ranked college men's player in the country at the moment.
Yeah, well done from the sophomore. Another win, another point closer to victory here for the Blue Raiders. Still plenty of tennis to be played if you're Dartmouth. You're actually still up on court 6 with Alex Knox-Jones against Baron Soiler. Still looking for opportunities, as right now Carlos Guerrero-Alvarez is tied with Stein Slump on court 1.
Yeah, and another close match. MTSU leading over on court 2, but a very close one between Miles Groom and Francisco Roca. Roca leading 4-3 at the moment.
And of course, right now we are back on court number 5 between Marcel Kamrowski and Hikaru Takeda. Marcel up 5-2. Oh, little trickeration there from Takeda. He just lightly sent that one over the net. Kamrowski did not think he was going to get there in time. That thing just barely got over the net, stayed inside the service line, both bounces. And that one also not clearing the net for Kamrowski, so back-to-back wins there for Hikaru. And that's going to be back-to-back games for Takeda against Kamrowski. Things now getting closer and closer, but Kamrowski still with that 5-3 advantage. Just needing to hold serve for a set victory here on court 5. Sends that one into the net. 15-love Takeda. Well done with the backhand there from Kamrowski.
A brilliant two-hander. Searching for that first set. This one definitely looks like it's going to go the distance, Ryan.
Certainly seems that way. Of course, Marcel giving up these last 2 games. Still trying to find it in him. Yeah, just knock this one out. Go to the 3rd set. one fell short again for Kamrowski. So still Takeda keeping it interesting over there on court 5.
Yeah, he's not making Marcel's job any easier for him. I mean, to that point, Marcel's not really making Marcel's job easier. A few of these, you can see him. He's a little frustrated with some of these shots that he's not been able to execute here in the last few games to put Takeda away.
We're going split screen here. Court 5 on your left, court 2 on your right. Francisco Roca looking to also hold serve and take another set for the Blue Raiders and get one more point closer to a Blue Raider victory against Miles Groom.
Blue Raiders with a 2-0 advantage in this match with Dartmouth. If you're just joining us, Marcel Kamrowski on your left, attempting to take his first set against Hikaru Takeda after dropping the first one 6-3. Francisco Roca trying to be the representative of the third point for the Blue Raiders here this afternoon on your right.
And that one goes long for Groom, so Roca picking up 30-15 now.
Called out by Marcel. Not sure the ruling there from the official. Looks like it will be in favor of Marcel.
Yeah, so he now takes set number 2 for the Blue Raiders, tying things up, going to a third set.
Yeah, that's big. Hikaru Takeda, I mean, very close shot there
Yeah.
at the end, but campaigning his case to the official. To no avail, Marcel battles back, and on court 5, we definitely will be going the distance.
Things not up here in this game, 30 all. Miles Groom looking a little disappointed there, as Roca now has the match point advantage.
Serving by Groom, great backhanded return there by Roca.
And he is excited. Gets the win there. Not only for him as an individual, breaking that 2-game losing streak, 3-game really unwinning streak. I mean, he says his third match went unfinished against Auburn, but gets one back and another point for the Blue Raiders team here. This thing's now 3-0, looking for one more point to secure the match victory overall against Dartmouth.
Yeah, I like that phrase, Ryan, unwinning streak. It's certainly a new one, but it's definitely what he's been, battling these last few matches out, and a huge show of emotion there for a very spirited Francisco Roca, excited to get a victory here today against Miles Groom.
Yeah, very excited. Of course, Groom is going to have a great future at Dartmouth. Despite the loss, still has 8 wins on the season. A lot to be proud for. Now here, Stein Slump on court 1. And that one just clipping the top of the net, going back to Slump. Guerrero Alvarez, 30-15. Trying to hold his serve here on court 1. That one was a little wide for Guerrero Alvarez. Fault there.
Stein Slump not happy about the call there. Clearly frustrated with the official.
That one clipping the top of the net as well, coming back to Guerrero Alvarez.
Sometimes the ball don't lie.
Still 40-30 here. Guerrero Alvarez the opportunity to hold serve and get a game back against Stein Slump.
The Blue Raiders, Ryan, now leading 3-0 in this match. Just need one more court to fall in their favor to get another victory today, improving their record to 14-5 on the season if they're able to pull it off.
And that one just going long. Guerrero Alvarez showing his joy. Takes now the third game here in the second set, getting things closer against Stein Slump. Trying to keep the big green in it here at the Adams Tennis Complex.
They certainly have been in it the entire afternoon. There's definitely a point early in these second sets where we kind of thought that these courts would turn over into the favor of the big green. Momentum was kind of shifting in that direction. Here, as of recently, it's taken another swing back the other way.
And right now, a little update. Baron Soler down 4-2 in the second set on court 6, so looking to try to get some momentum, get things knotted up, avoid losing in straight sets. But Alex Knox-Jones, very talented. Probably one of the spark plugs of this big green team.
He has certainly been very vocal today, Ryan. He's been, I mean, as you well know, he's right behind us on court 6, so we've heard about it every time he has made some progress against Baron Soler.
Beautiful front hand there, cross court from Slump. Taking the early 15-love advantage now. Great serve there from Stein Slump. Now up 30-love. Very tough to defend against. Is Stein Slump serve. Especially down the midline. Or like that. Just outside, however. A few more inches to the right, and Guerrero would not have even, still wouldn't even have had it on the return. Love advantage now here for Stein Slump. It's Carlos Guerrero Alvarez. well done from Stein Slump. Guerrero Alvarez could not do anything about that.
Yeah, that's back to that brilliant forehand.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt there.
You're fine.
Yeah, I mean it never fails when he gets back to it. You let him hit that shot in the middle of the court, and he's going to chase you around with that forehand until there's either no more court to run or until that ball's out of reach. Stein Slump executing to perfection.
And looking to break Guerrero's serve here for not only the singles victory, but the overall victory for the Blue Raiders, as this would secure it for MTSU. Love advantage for Stein Slump. And that one just kind of came off of Stein Slump's racket, a little odd. Kind of high and left.
Yeah, it looked like it got the frame more than any of the strings there, and you know, miss hits do happen even for the best of them.
So back-to-back wins there for Guerrero, tying things up at 30 now. Well done, well-timed serve from Carlos Guerrero Alvarez. Right down the midline there. Slump was uneven. Could not get to it. Game point for Guerrero Alvarez. That went into the net for a fault.
Can hear some of the boys in blue shouting behind us, break on 6 for Baron Soler.
Right now still down 5-3, however, but any run will help for the freshman on court 6 as Stein Slump. Beautifully well done there on that rally, knotting things up at 40. Deuce point here. Potential game, set, match point.
I was going to say, potential break point for the win for Stein Slump.
But that one falls long for Stein Slump, so Carlos Guerrero Alvarez holds his serve and wins a game there, getting closer and closer to knotting things up. 5-4 now in set 2. Stein Slump still with the advantage.
Yeah, a bit too deep there. That one-handed backhand that Stein likes to go to a lot. It's lost some balls to the air today, though. So they've kind of shot off his racket. But a 5-4 advantage nonetheless, and pretty nifty serve to hopefully propel him to victory. Almost an ace there from Stein Slump. Guerrero able to return it, however. Slump puts away first point of the game, 15 love.
That one goes wide for Guerrero Alvarez. So Stein Slump with the 40-love advantage. Now looking to put things away on this last serve, looking to hold it and secure the Blue Raider victory. And that one just a hair outside. So Guerrero Alvarez staving off elimination. 40-15, still in favor of Stein Slump. And a well-struck serve from Stein Slump. And that will do it, not only here on court 1 for Stein Slump, but the overall match, as now the Blue Raiders have secured the overall victory, getting that 4 points necessary.
Yeah, it's got to feel good to start the afternoon off right. 4-0 victory for the Blue Raiders, and looked about just as perfect as they did before they left, Ryan.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard fought, back and forth, especially this second set. Guerrero Alvarez making it very difficult late, but Stein Slump coming in clutch for the victory.
Can't deny the solid performances from Francisco Roca as well as Oscar Brostrom Polson en route to victory for the Blue Raiders. Looks like I'm trying to decide if the rest of these matches are going to play on. It looks like they will. So 3 courts remain in action here at Adams Tennis Complex. It is 4, 5, and 6. Henry Wren and Andre Harak are locked in a 5-5 duel for the second set. Hikaru Takeda and Marcel Kamrowski each traded sets by a score of 6-3. And currently, Marcel up 2-1 on court 5. Meanwhile, Baran Sohilaire down in a hole to Alex Knox-Jones on court 6.
So once again, Blue Raiders have already secured the match. Games will still continue on as we're going to go highlight court number 4 here between Andre Horak and Henry Wren. Andre looking to continue his winning ways here on court 4 at the Adams Tennis Complex.
Brilliant serve there from Harak. Henry Wren not able to return.
And that one was a little long from Wren. That's going to be a 30-15 advantage now for Horak. Wide right there for Horak. Fault there.
Yeah, just a just a little bit outside. Gave that one a ride, certainly.
And that one called long again for Henry Wren. 40-15 now. Favor of Andre Horak. Looking to clinch another win here in straight sets. Wren still trying to break serve here. Efforts to keep this match going here on court 4.
As we watch on with Henry Wren and Andre Harak. Interesting scene behind us on court 6. Me and Ryan, we've both been looking at each other a little sideways for the last 10-15 minutes as the battle between Alex Knox-Jones and Baron Soiler has been quite a vocal one. And now Stein Slump joining us, or not joining us upstairs, but coming upstairs to cheer on the likes of Baron Soiler, give him some encouragement.
Yeah.
Baron has battled back, though. Got a break back, is only trailing 5-4.
And Henry Wren sent that one into the net, and that will do it on court 4 for the freshman from Dartmouth. Andre Horak gets another win here at the Adams Tennis Complex on that magical court number 4.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know whether it's the court or whether it's Andre, but he remains flawless here at home. The Blue Raiders looking to make this win look a little bit more impressive on the scoreboard.
Yeah. Now 5-0 is the overall score between the Blue Raiders and the Big Green. But well done from the freshman, Andre Horak. success against Henry Wren. Talented freshman Henry Wren, of course, only this 3rd loss of the season and now 14th match.
Oh, yeah, that match was very evenly, it was a very even match between the two. They have very similar records coming in.
Yeah.
Both freshmen, both very skilled, and Andre just gets the better of Mr. Henry Wren today.
Now tuning in to court 6 between Baron Soiler and Alex Knox-Jones.
I mentioned a moment ago, Ryan, this has been a pretty vocal match between the two. We've heard plenty of shouts coming from just behind us, and it's probably because Alex Knox-Jones has dropped 3 straight breaks.
And that one goes long for Soiler.
Just having a little trouble with that backhand, that ball about shoulder height. As we alluded to earlier in the broadcast, never an easy one to handle, and gets the best of Soiler there.
So now Knox-Jones with another 6-5 advantage here. Still win by 2 at this point. Already had 1 tie-breaking set in this match. Soiler looking to try to make it a second one, get back a set. No matter what, overall, match is done. MTSU has secured the victory, but always good to put points on the board. If you're Dartmouth, of course, Knox-Jones trying to keep his record intact, get another win on the season at court 6. Like we've already mentioned, 5-0 right now, 2 matches left, courts 5 and 6. 2 freshmen still trying to get another win under their belt. Of course, Baron, this is his 3rd singles match overall, and he's fared fairly well, all things considered.
Oh, yeah, Baron is, as we go split screen here, these are the last 2 courts in action, court 6 on your left and court 5 on your right. But as you were saying, Ryan, Baron has battled back here. He was down 5 games to 2 just a moment ago, now trailing 5 games to 6. So right back in the swing of things, and you mentioned how close this has been the whole time. That first set, these two battled it out in a 7-point tiebreaker. Knox-Jones getting the better of Soiler there at the end, winning those last 3 points.
Yep.
But it's really been a performance to be proud of if you're Soiler, regardless of the outcome.
So great rally here on the left side of your screen, but that one looked to go a little wide right for Knox-Jones.
We'll see how it's scored, called out by Soiler.
And it does, in fact, favor Soiler, so 15-love advantage there. Well done from Soiler again. 30-love advantage now.
So we'll see the second serve from Marcel Kamrowski. Talked to Coach Cowley prior to this match here today about who he thought had shown the most improvement over this last month or so that the Blue Raiders men's tennis team has been on the road, and Marcel Kamrowski was the first name he mentioned.
I'll smash it there from Baron Soiler.
Seems to reason after dropping the first set 6-3 here today. Won the second one 6-3 and is now leading Hikaru Takeda. by a score of 4-1 here in this final set.
And that one falls into the net for Knox Jones. So that's going to be another game point for Soler, and we will see another tie-break set on court number 6.
Tell you what, the battle we've had between these two here today. Kind of golfed out of play by Soler.
And that one also a little high and long from Kamrowski.
Looks like we've got a little bit of a makeup call as Baron Soler throws his hands in the air over there on court 6. Well handled there by Knox Jones.
And Takeda just couldn't quite get that one over the net. Of course, Kamrowski not showing on the right side of your screen, but he is up 5-1 in this third set. So just needing that last game win to secure another point for the Blue Raiders. They have already won, so it would not change the outcome whatsoever, but just give Kamrowski another win on the season as an individual.
I was about to say he keeps coming in and out of the picture here off to the right, but we promise he is down there. Just hit a beautiful backhand. So will that be a bit deep, or did that fall in for Kamrowski? Looks like the serve was a bit long.
And a well-timed smash hit from Takeda there.
Knox Jones taking the upper hand in this tiebreak to this point, 5-1.
Takeda winning another game, closing the gap on Kamrowski, and set number 3 on court 5.
Oh, wow. Baron charging up from the front court, just barely got to that one. Knox Jones was not able to get the return to fall. Not dead yet here on court 6.
Well judged smash hit there from Knox Jones. Taking the 6-2 advantage now. Trying to win this second straight tie-breaking set for the big green.
Yeah, Alex Knox Jones has certainly taken the scenic route today. Both sets going to a tie break.
And that one falls wide right on the right side of your screen for Takada. Well done from Baron Soler. That little low lob shot just getting over the net. Knox Jones with the front hand could not get over it. (6-4) now.
Hikaru Takeda growing tired of seeing those backhanded shots fall too deep.
Fault there for Soler.
Yeah, quite the battle here between Knox Jones and Soler.
Soler takes another point, so after falling down 6-1, he has won 4 straight. And Baron Soler could not get that one over the net, so that's another tie-break set loss for the freshman, but well-deserved. Congrats for the freshman sticking it out as long as he did, but hats off to Alex Knox Jones sticking with it, not faltering, and getting another win on the season as an individual.
Yeah, all credit to Knox Jones. Soler frustrated clearly by the outcome, but as I mentioned earlier, he cannot be frustrated by what he put on the court today.
Yep.
Especially in only his 3rd start.
Yep.
And he's only going to get better and only going to get more opportunities to prove that he needs to play every week.
Well said. And it looks like things are now officially wrapped up on court number 5 as Marcel Komorowski does win in 3 sets. After falling the first set 6-3, wins 6-3 and 6-2 in the next 2 sets. So we're now looking at a final score of the Blue Raiders 6 to Dartmouth 1 for this overall match. Grant, thoughts?
Well, I mean, you just mentioned it. Marcel Kamrowski, an enormous comeback today. Dropped that first set 6-3, got Takeda back 6-3 in the second set, and was able to just roll and kind of play to the beat of his drum there in that final set. He controlled the pace and found some shots that worked for him. Around the rest of the complex, we had guys that got wrapped up a little bit earlier, like Oscar Brostrom-Polson.
Yeah.
We saw him struggle with Kadir later in that second set, but it eventually found that serve, that forehand that he just used 3 or 4 times in a row, put him away there. And obviously shout out to Sign Slump, Francisco Roche, getting a first, not his first win, but a first win in a while.
Yeah.
A rough few times out there for Mr. Rocha. So a great performance from the top few courts. The freshman, some valuable learning experience. Another good win for Andre today, and just some good tennis.
Yeah, you couldn't have said any better. I mean, this is the first match at Adams Tennis Complex for the Blue Raiders in 25 days. Successfully defended their their house against Dartmouth today. Of course, they got another match coming up later in the afternoon against North Alabama. But overall, great job, great win, and can't wait to see them here in a couple hours. But right now, we're going to send it to a short break. When we come back, we will have post-game interviews, and we'll talk more about the game and what's to come for both squads. So stick around here at MTN Sports and CUSA TV.
Mental health affects us all, whether you finish first or last.
Whether you win or lose.
The stigma around these issues causes those around us to suffer in silence.
Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. As a student athlete,
As a teammate,
As a friend,
We pledge to continue the conversation.
because it matters.
because you matter.
stand up to the stigma.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Continue the conversation.
You are not alone.
I have a voice.
You have a voice.
We have a voice.
Our voices can be heard.
Outside of sports.
As student athletes, we have a platform. Now more than ever.
It's important that we listen, learn, and lead.
And raise our voices for change.
We can all do more.
Now is the time
To make a difference.
This is our chance.
This is our chance to make a better tomorrow.
Together,
we will continue the conversation.
we have a voice.
On June 23, 1972, Title IX was signed into law, and it reads, "No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity, receiving federal financial assistance." Happy 50th anniversary, Title IX. Thank you for giving little girls like me and big kids like Conference USA student athletes the opportunity to dream big.
Welcome back. If you're just joining us here at the post-game interview, the MTSU Blue Raiders successfully defended the Adams Tennis Complex against the Dartmouth Big Green 6-1. And we are joined now by the player of the game, sophomore Oscar Brostrom-Polson. Day victory here, first time back at the Adams Tennis Complex in about 25 days, so good to get your feet back on home soil. Talk to us. You won that first set 6-0, but then your opponent, Wally Kadir, kind of came back, made things interesting. How were you able to, kind of retake command of the game?
Yeah, that first set was really quick. I played him in doubles too with Francisco, and I knew he could play, so I was surprised it was that easy. I like the score in the first set. Obviously, we had a battle in the different games, so I knew he was gonna come out, give his best. But yeah, I guess I just kept on doing my thing. I knew I was gonna get it at some point, and luckily it was at 5-all, and I could serve it out at 6-5.
Yeah, not to mention that situation at 6-5, you were down 5-4 previously and kind of had to battle back against him. You were even up 2-0 early in that game. So what was that kind of mental battle within yourself to try to come back there after you had such an easy time in the first set?
Yeah, obviously being up 6-0, 2-0, and then throwing away the break, especially with the confidence I have on my serve, was a bit of a twist. But I have Coach John on the side of me, and he calmed me down and was like, "Don't worry about it. Just do your thing, keep going, and you'll get it done."
Well, yeah, me and Ryan were oohing and eyeing over your forehand and your serve on that last point, as we have been all season. Nice to see you put Kadir away. And last for me, Ozzy, I've got to ask, because you were on such a long road trip, what was your favorite moment of the road trip, whether you had a favorite bite to eat, a favorite place you visited, and what was the most important thing that you learned about this team on the road trip?
Well, obviously, like you said, it was a long trip. I think we had a spring break where we went first to New Orleans playing Tulane, then had a tough loss, then went up to Chicago battling the 19 in the nation Northwest. And I think just the moment for me that was the best was in general the whole trip, like how we came together as a team, standing up for each other after that loss, and then getting it done in Chicago was amazing. Like it felt like we gathered as a team way more than before this season, so it was just lovely to see.
All right, well, we appreciate your time, Oscar. Go celebrate the win, because I know you got a short turnaround here with North Alabama in the next hour and a half, so go enjoy it and get back to action.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, that was player of the game, Oscar Brostrom-Polson, getting it done for the MTSU Blue Raiders against a tough Waleed Kadir opponent from Dartmouth.
Yeah, I'll be interested to hear what Coach Jimmy has to say and the thoughts about this match. Got some very interesting results from around the yard today, and here he is right now. Welcome, Coach Jimmy Borendame, head coach of the MTSU men's tennis team.
Hey guys, how you doing?
So far, so good, Coach. How about yourself after a good win here?
Yeah, it was solid. The freshman's making me a little crazy today, but overall it was solid. Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking about that, on the singles matchup, between both teams. We think we counted 10 underclassmen between the two. Of course, we had, Andre, Baran, and Marcel. And, of course, for Dartmouth, you had Miles Groom, Waleed Kadir, and Henry Wren, all, talented players. So just a lot of youth on the courts today.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell a little bit by like the self-talk and a little bit of the negative behavior, more Dartmouth so than us. Just because I keep the ropes on my guys, or my arm around their neck a little bit more than those guys. But yeah, I mean, it was important. I really wanted to get Baran a match against a tougher team. The kid can play. Just nerves really showed, and needs more match experience, but it's all good. It was a good match overall. Lost 7-6, 7-6. I think he was down 5-2 in the second, but I also could flip that and say he was up 3-0 in the first. So some good and some things to work on.
Yeah, no doubt. We talked about Baran quite a few times. That first set got into the back and forth tiebreak that he just dropped those last 3 points, and Alex Jones ended up being too much for him. But Coach, the thing that I've echoed to your players and coaches that we've talked to today is the road trip that you just went on, the big blue-gray tournament. Obviously, you suffered a loss there to Auburn, but you get a big win against Tulane. Go back a week later, lose to them. And it really just sounded like a fun road trip that the team got to grow together. So who have you seen improve the most since you've been in ATC last? And, you know, what did you learn about your team from this last month away from home?
Oh, yeah, there's a lot. You know, it was kind of strange. You know, it's unfortunate. Sometimes you got to take a step backwards to take 2 steps forward. You know, we some major hiccups against Tulane. You know, we had match points in the doubles. We had some match points in the singles as well to beat Tulane. You know, credit to them. You know, they battled and then in the heat. You know, so fitness is something that's on my mind just because you know, that's why we play some of these double headers to get some extra matches under guys' belts and push each other, push yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone. But and that's the plan, you know, to get down to Houston in the conference tournament is what that's all kind of part of the process. But you know, yeah, you know, we needed to spend a little bit of time away. I'm sure, I don't know if you asked the freshmen, they probably hated a little bit of the study hall that I made them do like 2 times per day. But you know, I just tell them, like, I have a higher bar in my mind for everything we do off the court, on the court, into the classroom, and you know, they hate it, but you know, that's why we're really good at everything we do. Yeah. You know, Marcel took a big step forward. I don't think he really he found his legs against a guy from Tulane he'd actually had lost to 2 previous times, and then he beat him. And then obviously he had the clutch win at Northwestern. You know, today, I don't know how he lost that first set today, and then, you know, came through. So he's really growing, and he's also growing a lot of maturity as a person too. His grades and taking care of business there. So it's good to see. It's exciting.
Well, I'm sure you guys look to take care of business in the next 90 minutes. You guys taking on North Alabama. So thank you for your time, and go after it.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Yeah, I'm starving. I'm going to go get some food.
We're not far behind you.
All right, take care, guys.
All right. Well, that was Coach Jimmy Borndame of the victorious MTSU Blue Raiders. Any final thoughts, Grant?
Yeah, I mean, Coach Jimmy basically said exactly what I was looking to hear. Our standard's higher here, and the standard for the Blue Raiders is higher than most other teams in this conference, if not in the country. Coach Jimmy very impressed with his freshmen, but also, you know, having to keep them in line a little bit, but also acknowledging the growth that they were able to have through today. You love seeing Baron Soler getting the experience on court 6 behind us, and just looking forward to North Alabama this afternoon.
You and I both can agree on that. But that is all the time we have here. I'd like to thank you for joining us this afternoon. I'd like to thank the Adams Tennis Complex for allowing us to stream here. And we also just want to thank CUSA TV for allowing to put us this MTN Sports product on their website. And, of course, if you missed any of our matches or even this one, you can go to CUSA.tv and catch up on all the MTSU tennis matches to your heart's content. But right now, 90 minutes away from the next game. For Ryan Martinelich, that's Grant Langston. Somewhere out there is Jace Vincent saying so long. We'll see you next time.
Mental health affects us all, whether you finish first or last.
Whether you win or lose.
The stigma around these issues causes those around us to suffer in silence.
Mental health is nothing to be ashamed of.
You are not alone.
You are not alone. As a student athlete.
As a teammate.
As a friend.
We pledge to continue the conversation.
Because it matters.
Because you matter.
Stand up to the stigma.
Stand up.
Stand up.
Continue the conversation.
You are not alone.
I have a voice.
You have a voice.
We have a voice.
Our voices can be heard
Outside of sports.
As student athletes,
We have a platform.
now more than ever,
It's important that we listen, learn, and lead.
and raise our voices for change
We can all do more.
Now is the time
to make a difference.
This is our chance.
This is our chance to make a better tomorrow.
Together,
we will continue the conversation.
we have a voice.
On June 23, 1972, Title IX was signed into law, and it reads, No person in the United States shall, on the basis of sex, be excluded from participation in, be denied the benefits of, or be subjected to discrimination under any education program or activity, receiving federal financial assistance. Happy 50th anniversary, Title IX. Thank you for giving little girls like me and big kids like Conference USA student athletes the opportunity to dream big.